Welcome to my June 2022 update of the latest current account news and the hottest bank switching deals. There are two of them to tell you about. But let's start off with the bank news, the current account news that might affect you where you have your bank right now. And once again, pretty much say this every single month. Sadly, there are more branch closures coming our way. This time from Halifax and Lloyds, they are closing a combined number of 28 branches. That is in addition to 60 they announced a few months ago. So a huge number of banks, 88 of their branches will close by the end of 2022. A lot of banks there. And also Barclays, they've also in the last few days said they are going to close 27 branches, and they already a few months ago said they could do 17, so 40 there. So just between those two banks, just in this last month, a huge number of closures coming along. Now you might be thinking, I don't mind about this. I don't ever use my branch. And that's why they are closing them, because the vast majority of transactions now are done online. Barclays said that only 10% of their transactions are done in person. So most people aren't ever going into a branch at all. But you might be worried about that. You might be thinking, what do I do? I will look at this in more detail soon. I'll probably do a whole video about your different options, but very, very quickly, you can, with most banks, go to the post office now, and you can withdraw cash and deposit checks as well. There may be some restrictions on how much you can do, but if you're just doing small things on a regular basis and you want to be able to do that, then you'll probably be okay as long as you've got a post office near you. If you haven't and you still want a branch, then maybe you want to open up a new account in a bank that there is one near you. Again, that's getting harder and harder with so many of these branches closing all the time. But that might be a good option because at least you've got a physical bank near you. You do not have to switch when you open up a new account elsewhere. You do not have to switch if you don't want to. Although, as we'll get onto later on, there are often some advantages of doing that, particularly those big cash bonuses. So I certainly would encourage you to think about switching away if the whole reason you have that current account, particularly when it comes to Barclays, the Barclays account is pretty rubbish. It doesn't offer you anything special. The blue rewards, which used to be average, is now pathetic. So if you have a Barclays account and the only reason you've been keeping it is because the branch is near you, and if it is closing, one of those 40 branches to close by the end of August 2022, ditch it, move away. Halifax and Lloyds, not quite as clear cut there because those accounts can have some nice little benefits, such as the monthly rewards. You get £5 with Halifax, or you get 6 cinema tickets with Lloyds. Again, reviews of both of those accounts very recently on the channel. Those ones you might want to keep hold of them, and in which case maybe open up a different account elsewhere to get that kind of local banking near you. And of course, if you don't care about that, if you just are doing all your online banking anyway, then it's still absolutely a very good reason to rethink, do you need to be with Barclays? Are there better options out there for you? And I say I'll come back to those switching offers in a moment. Right, next up, let's talk about a new prize draw for customers of Virgin Money. If you have a current account with Virgin Money, you'll be able to enter this prize draw, which there's not many prizes, but if you've got an account, it takes a few seconds to enter. You never know, you might win. The prizes are for one lot of 1 million Virgin points. That's the top prize, 1 million points, which sounds like a lot. And actually, it is a lot. But again, it's points. You can use them towards things like flights, Virgin Wine, Virgin Experience. You can use them at Greg's. You can use them on cinema tickets. But if you won £1 million, okay, it's not £1 million, but it'd be a nice sizable amount for some of those things. Okay, not necessarily going to help with the cost of living crisis, but it's not a bad prize to have, is it? Or if you don't win that, there are 25 second prizes of 12 bottles of wine. So we are not talking life-changing prizes here from this competition. But say, if you've got an account, why not take the kind of 30 seconds it takes to enter it? Now, to do this, you have to activate the offer every month in your Virgin Money account. Very easy to do that. In the app, you go to the bottom, there's a Discover tab, hit that, and you've got a couple of different options there. You want to click on the exclusive rewards. They call it a tile, but they click on that, and then they will take you through how to enter it. You need to put in your name and things like that. You also need to put in your sort code and your account number. Now, if you don't have your bank card on you, then that information is held in the app. So I was going through this, like, okay. I then had to go back out of it, copy the stuff and go in. So if you're going to do this, just copy that stuff before or write it down, or just have your debit card with you so you can enter that information into it, enter the draw. You have to do this once, have to do this in the month, every single month, and the draw takes place on the 1st of the following month. Okay. You also need to, in that prior month, that previous month, you need to make at least one transaction, and a transaction can be a transfer, a deposit, a withdrawal, or a payment. So if you have this Virgin Money current account already, you've got that 2.02% interest on your main account, and then you've got the next sub account which automatically opens for you, a savings account paying 1% on up to 25k. Well, if you only have money in one of those, just transfer the money to the other account and then transfer it back. You're sorted, you're done. It doesn't take any time at all, just a few taps. You have to do that again at least once in the month prior. And then the draw will take place, let's say, on the 1st of the month. Then the next month, do the same thing, and the draw will take place again. Now, the draws are taking place 1st of June, 1st of July, 1st of August, and the 1st of September. They may extend it, but at the moment it's running May till September. Obviously, I'm recording this today and publishing this today on the 31st of May. So today is your last chance to enter it for the June draw. If you miss that, then you're looking at the July draw. But again, it's worth knowing about. It's worth giving it a go. Particularly, I think this first one, not many people have entered it, so your chances are going to be slightly higher. But again, there's what, 26 prizes in total out of however many people enter. So it's up to you whether you want to give it a go. So the next story to tell you about is around Chase Bank. It's a really popular bank with you guys. The video I do that you always watch it, consume it. Some of them highest performing videos are around Chase Bank. A good sign that not only do you like it, but you're interested in it and what they've got to say. Well, they've actually revealed just very recently, just last week, how that UK launch has gone, which took place September last year. So we're about 9 months roughly into that journey since those first accounts became available. And 500,000 people have signed up. That's really good. Compare that to Starling. They took 18 months to get half that number, 250,000 customers. So Chase have obviously grown at a much, much higher, faster rate. They're doing really, really well in that sense. Compared to Monzo, well, they might have taken 6 months to reach 500,000 current account customers, but they were already been around for a good few years before that with the prepaid cards. A lot of those numbers are converting people over to current accounts from prepaid cards. So Chase are doing really, really well here. And they also shared that $10 billion have been deposited in those accounts and 30% of customers are highly engaged. So $10 billion of deposits, that's going to be down to the 1.5% savings, isn't it? Largely, a lot of that people going, right, put my money in there. And it has been a big, big draw for people to open up their accounts. And the highly engaged, again, that may well be the fact that getting that cash back on your purchases, that 1% for a year, means you are going to use it. You're going to make it more frequently, making those transactions. Again, all these incentives, which have drawn a lot of people in. The product itself is decent, the app is decent, but it is those things that make that more attractive to give it a go, unlike a lot of the other banks, because you are earning all the time. Your money is doing better than it could possibly anywhere else by using this account. Some interesting things as well, though. These incentives that I've gone through, they obviously aren't cheap. So it's not just about the money that's been sort of set up to kind of create the bank from scratch as an app and then staff it and promote it and offer these promotions. It's a lot of money that's gone into it. And they also, they don't expect the UK version of Chase Bank to break even until 2027/28. So 5-6 years from now, before they're even going to kind of break even. So they are in this, they know this, they're aware of this, and they're kind of not worried about it because as a big bank, they're a massive bank. They have got loads and loads of funds. So they can kind of afford to put all this cash into these incentives to get us all to sign up, to get us to use the bank. And then eventually, maybe they'll start making money from us in other ways. So there's also a sign, if they're saying 5-6 years until they break even, it's a sign they're going to continue, hopefully, fingers crossed, to keep offering these incentives. We know that 1% cashback is due to finish after 12 months of you having opened the account. Will they extend it? Who's to say? But there may well be extra offers that come along similar to that, short-term things. Last December, there was 3% at Amazon for a month, so there may be more of these things on the way. Another thing that has really driven popularity, though, in the last few weeks is a new £20 refer a friend bonus from Chase. This has been massive. I've had a huge amount of traffic to my blog about this, people looking for links, looking for more information about it, like staggering amounts of people. They're looking for this more than they are for any of the bank switching deals, anything like that. They're keen to get this money. But it's also been reflected on Chase's application process as well, because there was a period, maybe a week and a half ago, when the whole thing crashed. They couldn't open, no one could open an account at all. You couldn't even get into it and download it. It was like, it does not work. That sort of got solved after sort of just under a day. And since then, they've actually moved into kind of processing these applications in batches. So rather, before it was kind of hit and miss. You could open an account instantly, or someone might be waiting a day or two. Now you open it, it's almost going back to the waiting list at the beginning. You could be 3, 4, 5 days before you even get to this stage where you can take a photo of your ID and do all these bits and pieces. So things have slowed down massively in terms of new applications. But let's talk about this £20 deal, right? So how does this work? Well, you need a link. You need someone who is a Chase customer to send you their own referral link, or you can find one online. For example, like I've got one on my website that you can use. If you sign up via that link, download the app via that, and it should automatically then engage you in that offer. Alternatively, if you wish to, you can also enter in a code, which you'll find at the end of the referral link. when you actually are all set up. Once you've activated it and the account is open, you need to deposit £20 into your account, and then almost instantly you will get that £20 reward appear. Now it appears not in your main balance, but in your reward section of the app. So if you're a bit like, oh, where's it gone? Scroll down on that homepage, keep scrolling, and you'll see rewards at the bottom. Tap on that, and then you'll see your £20 will appear there. That's also where you're going to get your 1% cash back and things like that. When you're in that section as well, once you've got your £20, you also see that you've got your own refer a friend link. And this has also been massively popular. The amount of people who have been spamming the comments on my website with their own referral links, because you can refer up to 20 people. Well, no, I'll correct that. You can refer as many people as you want, but you can earn £20 for each referral up to 400 quid. So there are a lot of people out there getting their friends to sign up because their friends will get 20 quid, but they might get, if they can get 20 friends to sign up, they're going to get £400. So again, another reason why it's been so popular. You do not have to switch for this. This is just an opening up your account offer. And when you do that, you also obviously get that 1% cash back, 1.5% interest and 5% interest on roundups. So all in all, a strong package has got even stronger. Now, I won't talk about it now because I did speak about it in my savings video last month. The only thing I want to point out to you, obviously, if you're not sure about this, and a few people have brought this up as well, how they're not keen on Chase, is that JP Morgan Chase is such a big bank. It is also one of the biggest investors in fossil fuels. So your savings, transactions on your cards, all that kind of stuff, that will all be used. It could well be indirectly going to invest in people who are, investing in brand new oil pipelines or whatever it might be. So it's worth bearing that in mind. Now finally, let's move on to the two bank switching deals that have launched this month. Two brand new ones. One is from Lloyds Bank, one is from HSBC. Let's start with HSBC because it is the highest paying one around right now. You'll get £170 if you open up a brand new HSBC advanced current account. Transfer in £1,500. Does not have to be in one go. It does not have to stay in the account. But you have to do that within 60 days of opening the account. And you also need to switch over at least 2 direct debits or 2 standing orders. Now this is an interesting one here because you notice there it's not just direct debits. You've also got the option of standing orders. There's a difference here if you're not quite sure. A direct debit is something that you set up with normally, I don't know, it's someone you're paying. So it's normally a bill or something like that. The money will go out on a regular basis and it is going to an institution. A standing order is just a transfer that will happen on a regular basis. And they're very, very, very easy to set up. It could well be that you set up a standing order from your current account to another current account or to a savings account. And it could be just a quid. Really easy to set up, instant to set up. You don't have to faff around trying to make sure your direct debit over here or find new direct debits if you need to. So in that sense, this is one of the easiest switches that requires something like that. There are obviously some cutoff points here. Now, this is only open to new HSBC advanced customers who have not had an account since the 1st of January 2019. So if you had one and you closed it in December 2018, then you are fine to open this up and go for the switching offer. But if you had one anytime after that date, even if it's now closed, doesn't count. You can't get it. Similarly, because HSBC and First Direct are kind of the same bank, you will not be able to get this if you opened a new First Direct account since the 1st of January 2019. That is only opened. You could have opened one before that and still have it, but you can't have opened one up. Again, more details on this offer, as I do with all the different bank switching deals, over on the blog, becleveryourcash.com. So head over there and I'll link to it below as well. And you can see all the terms and conditions and all the different things. But let's talk about the other one now. This is from Lloyds Bank. They've bought a deal back. They had one a few months ago, which wasn't the greatest one because you had to have one of their kind of packaged accounts with insurance and stuff. It was fine. You could work around it. But this one now brings back the standard Club Lloyds current account. This is actually, I think, a really decent current account to have. The app's pretty good. The freebies are pretty good. It's not the best one in the world. There are much, much better accounts out there, but it's a nice one to have in your little portfolio, particularly for those freebies. So check out that video review if you want to know more about it. But that is now, again, part of the switching offer. And if you already got an account, you can switch into it. So that's great news. You don't have to be a brand new customer. You can already have a Club Lloyds account, switch into it and get that money. And really interestingly as well, they've moved on the eligibility date for this deal, the cut-off date where if you've had cash from the bank before, you wouldn't be able to get it. It is now standing at April 2020. So if you've had money from Lloyds Bank for a switching deal prior to April 2020, you can do it again and you can get the money. That's me. Probably a lot of you as well, because the first Lloyds Bank switching deal was actually in the autumn of 2019. So a lot of us were taking advantage of that as a new deal, got that money then. And if you've still got an account or whether you've closed it, it doesn't matter. As long as that money was prior to April 2020, then great, do it again. 125 quid is yours. So what do you need to do? What are the requirements for this? Very, very simple here. You have to switch using the current account switching service as you do with the HSBC one before. In fact, as you do with all of those ones. And the old account must be from a different bank. That's it. No money needs to be deposited. No direct debits need to be set up. You literally just need to have a Club Lloyds current account. You can also have the Club Lloyds Platinum current account if you wish. I personally would go for the standard one. Now, there is a condition for that current account itself, though, and this is where you have to be careful. In order to avoid a £3 monthly fee, you have to pay in £1,500 every single month. But that's very, very easy to do. It can be one lot of £1,500. It can be smaller variations of that. It does not have to stay there. But just remember to do that, okay, to avoid that £3 fee. But that is not a requirement to actually get the £125 switching bonus. Now, we have an end date for this one as well. It's the 27th of June, 2022. So you have to have started the switch before that date. Now, if you're a new customer, the process to start that switch will be part of your application. If you're an existing customer switching in, then you need to go to the Lloyds website, and on the switch and deal page, there will be a link to a form for existing customers. I did this just a couple of days ago. It took me no time at all just to put those details in, chose my date, and hopefully I will be getting that cash by the middle of June. You know, it's a really fast paying one, this Club Lloyds switching deal. I'd love to know what you think of the news and offers that I've shared in this video, so let me know in the comments below. My name is Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching. Check out these videos to get more from your bank.